Now remember, these are carriage bolts, so you have to push them up because there's a square next to the other end there, which fits up into a square hole. If not, they won't be in there properly. Just so you know. And I noticed in the picture that it's leaning that way, so don't have it leaning the other way. Because where the carriage bolts are, there's like a dip there for them to go into, so you kind of gotta lift them up. I apologize. I told you there was no number 19. This is number 19. In the step 8 for the rubber bumper, for the bumpers, the weight bumpers, in the bag with them, which has a whole bunch of pulleys and such in it, I found this piece here. So this goes in the back here where those two screws are in the back when you're first establishing this in step 2. Step 1 is going online and registering your product. So I'm going to attach this now. Take the screws out, put the screws back in, and put this in there. There's your number 19. The weight selector cap into the weight selector. It's already in there. So when you find your weight selector, it's already in there. It's that rubber. I don't know if I caught that last bit because the screen went dark, but there's my helper, Chubby Cat, before she was on the papers. Then she moved over here, and I'm sure she'll help me somewhere else. And just as I mentioned before, don't worry if you don't have grease. I'm using WD-40. And you see how this is just being able to turn nice and easy. Now if I tighten it up just a little bit more, it becomes stiff and it wants to pull this whole piece out. And it becomes stiff. So I want it just so it's, because this pivot right there, that's fine how that is. If you want to put it real stiff, and then when you're doing your butterflies and things, you're going to be fighting against all the friction and such. And I haven't tightened that side up yet. I'm just letting you know. It's starting to come together. And every time I put in a bolt, I put it in with my fingers first, so it's not cross-threaded. You don't want that. Hey YouTube, and now we're going to assemble the top pulleys with the cable. Okay, let's get started with that. Okay, we're up on to step 16 here, the cables, these pulleys, and so forth, cables. All right, you have these two of these here. They're the large ones. You have two little wafer ones. All right, you have two of those, and you have 8, I believe, of these. These you can see the silver on the side, and these ones here are almost identical, but this does not have the silver going around here. So you have 8 of those and 2 of them and 2 of them. Don't know where that goes in yet. There's one of the pulleys, and there's 2 more pulleys, and you have a whole bunch of these spacers, I believe. One side has a smooth finish, one side has a rough finish. So I believe the rough finish would be to the outside, and the smooth finish would be wherever your pulley is going to be. So smooth side, and then the rough side on the outside like that. This is nice and smooth, so it rubs up against smooth. That's how I'm going to put it in. So as soon as she finds the damn tools, I'll get to putting the pulley system on. If I find any tips and tricks that to do that, I will let you know. Start to get things ready. Do we have all our tools? Do we have all our tools? Just want to note, keep track of your sleeves here. I dropped one down in here from the opposite side here when I was putting this wheel on, or pulley, and it dropped down in there. Don't fret, it'll stop right around here. And with the pulley that you're feeding through, with the cable that you're feeding through, I manipulated it without the tape over to the end over here. And then I put a tiny piece of tape on there, and then just reached down and picked it up with it. Okay. So keep track of them. Make sure you have the 6. Okay, hopefully you got to this point already, but goes under, cable goes under, 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 over, on this, over, on the other side when it's coming down, it goes under. And as I was putting this one in, I put the cable through here and had it hanging so that it put tension so it would go onto that easily. And then the next step is to attach this, and it says only to leave 2 teeth shown, which that's what I have, so it does not over tighten that. I put it back there out of the way because that's how it's going to run up here. Okay, next part. When putting this cable on here to connect the 2 arms, I just stuck it in the top of the weight there and put it together that way, instead of trying to do it freehand down here. Started to, and then I seen the pocket there that I can just stick the bolt in, and real easy to put it together that way.